All right, hello everybody. My name is Daisy Shane Goodwin. In the next 15 to 20 minutes, I'm going to give you some information that has not only radically changed my life and a lot of other people on my team, but has changed their health. And really that's the reason why we're here, is we all want to live longer, feel better doing it, and all of that. What I'm gonna ask you to do is to get a pen and a paper. I do not want you to take my word for this. As you're gonna hear when I share my story, I never thought I'd do a business like this, and I want you to do your own research. I don't want you to take my opinion and my story and just think this is the way it is. It's important that you go and you do your own research. So my story, I was a professional athlete for a long time. My husband and I had a really good run with it, but unfortunately in 2008, we were cut to basically our income in half. And we did what we thought was the best move and started a small business over here on the island of Kauai, thinking that it would give us some freedom and we have dreams and, to be a service to our community. Well, I don't know if you've owned a small business, but unless you're uber successful right away, your feet are nailed to the floor. We didn't get paid until everyone else did. And because of the recession that our country was in, we basically had to close the doors, almost had to file for bankruptcy, and went straight into survival mode. I don't know if any of you have been in survival mode, but I'm now on the other side of it, and I'm glad that I did because I learned very valuable lessons. Number one, money doesn't rule you until you have none.
Didn't you see you?
Number two, thank you for saying that. I'm going to mute everybody. Sorry about that. That was my bad. I will mute everybody really quick. Thank you for saying that. Money doesn't rule you until you have none. And if you've ever been in survival mode, you know this to be very true. The other thing that was really hard for me was that, my health started to take a toll because of the stress and the anxiety that I went through every day to pay our minimum credit card payments. It was hard. I wasn't present with my kids. It was really tough. And it didn't matter how many jobs I had. I was waitressing, I was cleaning houses for vacationers. My husband was working the odd construction job. We could never get ahead. There was always too much month at the end of the money. And that is when my friend, a dear friend, came to me and said, you've got to take a look at this business. Now for me, and maybe like you, I didn't want another business. I was already super busy with 2 kids and, running around just trying to make ends meet. But then he said something that got my attention. He said, I've been on this product that is changing my life and changing my health for the better. He told me a story about how he had been battling a crazy ailment and he changed a few things. And this was one of the main things that he changed. Now, I want you to connect the dots. I'm not able to say that this can cure or mitigate any disease, these products that I'm about to tell you about. But what I'm going to share is what happens when you activate your cells to do what they did when we were kids. And that's basically fighting free radical damage, which is coming at us a million miles a minute. And as we get older, we can't fight this war that's happening daily. It's in the food we eat. It's in the air we breathe. It's in, the computer we're on, the stress we have. It affects us over time, which is basically called aging. And what got my attention was he just said, watch this video. It's 5 minutes, excuse me, and it'll change the way that you look at how we age. And so I'm going to ask you to do the same thing. Okay. It's abcnewsreport.com. That's the first thing I want you to write down. abcnewsreport.com. And here's what got my attention is it's a news broadcasting show, ABC Primetime, that goes into debunk, different claims that people make, basically to get their ratings up. And what happened here was they went in to basically say that an Elliott Crescent Award winner, Dr. Joe McCord, someone that can change a century. The last recipients of this, I just have to tell you this because once I educated myself, I really kind of felt not very smart for not listening. Because someone that can change a century, we're talking Henry Ford, Marie Curie, the Wright brothers. These were recipients. And the last recipient was Dr. Joe McCord. And from what he found with this technology that he had, finding a way to open up the NRF2 pathway. Now, This is what got my attention, is they went in there to debunk this company for making medical claims that had never been possible. That is that this, our flagship product, Protandim, was reducing the oxidation in our cells by an average of 40% in 30 days. Now, to you and me, that may sound, you know, especially when I started looking at this, I didn't understand oxidative stress. But when you go to the National Institute of Health, that's the next thing I want you to write down, pubmed.gov, pubmed.gov. Now, this is the National Institute of Health. This is where doctors, scientists go to do their research. And I want you to type in oxidative stress and any disease that you can think of, and you will learn very quickly how everything is related back to this thing called oxidative stress. Now, the reason why ABC Primetime went in to debunk these guys is because they were saying that this can reduce the oxidation in your cells by an average of 40% in 30 days. Now, two things got my attention on this video. When you watch it, you can decide what gets your attention, but what got my attention is that they can't distinguish an 80-year-old's blood from a 20-year-old's blood after being on this product. Also, that his oxidative stress had gone down 45% in 2 weeks. Now, this is big. So this got my attention. Now, a little background. My husband and I, you know, our health was taking a toll. So once he got on this and started taking it, because it was network marketing, I wanted nothing to do with even the product. But he came back telling me that he was sleeping better, he was feeling better, more energy. And I watched, next person I handed it out to, they all started feeling better. My dad and my best friend, all kinds of people wanted more. Now, this is the part that got my attention, because when I started to do my research, I found that after that ABC Primetime aired, all these different organizations wanted to do their own independent research on it. I'm talking Texas Tech, Harvard, Louisiana State, American Heart Association. They all went in and did their own independent research, and you can go and find it on pubmed.gov. This is, if you type in Protandim, this is big. We have 24 peer-reviewed research studies on this product that is all natural. This all is the things that got my attention, and this is my story. You know, I loved that it was herbs. I love that there's no side effects. I loved that it was simple, but it was the synergy that happened when these herbs got together, made it 1,600 times more effective. Do you guys get that? It's crazy. That's basically what happened before I started to look at the business. Now, network marketing, not a lot of people think that it's the way to go. And honestly, I always thought you were too lazy or too stupid to get a real job to be a network marketer. But here's what I started realizing when I started to uncover what network marketing is. Number one, it's one of the biggest industries in the entire world. $240 billion run through this industry every year. It's bigger than the organic food trade. It's bigger than the movie industry. It's bigger than the music industry. It is gigantic. And why it is successful, when you can find a company that has products that are breakthroughs, and you know, a company that is early in, and we're lucky enough to be publicly traded, so you can go and check all this, fact check me. What is really powerful is that we are able to have a little extra. And so all of a sudden I started to say, gosh, if all the money goes to the middlemen who are distributing these products, it makes sense to cut that person out and pay the people that are talking about it. I then realized that I am a network marketer, whether I join this business or not. Think about the last restaurant you went to. I just went to a new one the other day. I loved 3 or 4 things. I told at least 10 people about it. I told people that I loved the salad, make sure they get this cocktail, but guess what? When I go back, I don't even get a free drink. Also, the movie that you loved, you tell 10 or 15 people about it. That is why the movie industry puts the billboard up and then you never hear from it again, because once the movie's out, everyone talks about it, and that's how they market their movie. We all do it every single day, but we never get compensated. So all of a sudden I had these products that were changing my health, changing my husband's health, my dad, my best friend, and no money. So I said, I better just look at this comp plan. Now, I'm just going to share a little bit about it because of time's sake. I know we're all busy. We're all living our lives. 2 things that got my attention is, number one, when you get in, whatever you bring into your organization personally, you get 40% back on that next Friday. Pretty soon we're going to have daily pay, and I do everything from my phone. It's unbelievable. It doesn't matter where I am. I can be in the airport, in my backyard, on the beach with my kids. I'm getting little dings saying that I'm getting paid or that people's lives are changing. That to me is really what this is about. It's people's health is changing. Now, the other thing that I loved is that when you bring people in, you get something called a matching bonus. So you're going to get paid on every single person that comes into your business. Now, when I was a waitress and I trained the girl to be a waitress as well, I did not get 10% of her income. But here, if I bring in, say, my sister, I'm going to get 10% of her check. She brings in her friend. I'm going to get 5% of her check and 4 more levels down. You get paid on 5 levels of a matching bonus. And this is big as people grow and their business grows. And what I love is the behavior behind it. You don't just sign up and you never hear from someone again. We have created a team and a tribe that rise up together, and everyone helps everyone either teach people about how to talk about this product, these products, or teach people how to share the business. Now, the other thing that really blew my mind is the elite bonus. When you get to Pro 7, 8, 9, and 10, it's super simple in this business. Pro 1 to Pro 10. You get to share global profit share in everything sold on the planet. Now, right now, we're babies. We're only in a couple dozen countries. But people are finding out about how to activate your cells, how to activate your body to be on an optimal level performance. It's incredible. So it's growing very fast. But you get to share in everything sold in the world. So as a Pro 8, I share in 2%. Pro 9 share in 3%, and Pro 10 share in 4% of everything sold on the planet. Now, this is really, really big because I've never seen anything like this, where you can work for a couple years, say 2 to 5 years is what I tell people, and you're able to retire. If you already have the money, I have people on my team that are doing really well, but they just want to have a purpose and they want to change people's lives. These products do that. Or I have people that just want to have a vacation fund, and that happens. So let me tell you something. The business is not for everybody, but the products are. Let me tell you what the Washington Post said about these products. Potentially, the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. That's from the Washington Post. So please go and do your research. Do not take my word for this, but let me tell you something. If you don't do this business, which is fine, it is not for everybody. In 2 years, your neighbor or your friend in another state is going to call you about this because it is spreading. Health and wellness is the biggest world trend we have ever seen. It's a multi-trillion-dollar industry, and we are at the forefront of it with these products. So listen, get with the person that invited you. If you're watching this on YouTube or the replay, find me on Facebook or YouTube, Instagram, but get with the person that invited you. Ask the questions. Find out about this, because like me and many others on my team, we've never done this before. This is our first rodeo. But because the products do what they do, and because the compensation plan pays very generously, this is one of those opportunities that you do not want to overlook. So thank you. I hope you guys have a great day and all that good stuff. Okay, take care, everybody. Bye.